Anyone can do it.
So this is exactly what you teach during the seminars?
Well, yes, I have basically 3 or 4 different seminars, like telepathy. I teach exactly how it's done, and they will be given exercises that will show that they can do it.
Wow.
About 60-70% are able to do it. I have this remote viewing, about 90% to 95% are able to do it.
And what is remote viewing about?
Remote viewing is the ability or the process of projecting your consciousness or awareness into a far place or any place you have never been to before, and to describe it accurately, what's there. That's remote viewing, or sometimes called traveling clairvoyance. That's the technical name for it. It's traveling clairvoyance, which was studied for 20 years, actually more than 20 years, at the Stanford Research Institute.
No way, Stanford.
20 years. Stanford Research Institute.
Wow.
Studied for 20 years. By 2 physicists who didn't know anything about ESP and all this thing. Dr. Russell Targ and Harold Puthoff were physicists. And so they hired a psychic like Ingalls One, etc. And even Uri Geller of downtime was tested at the Stanford Research Institute. And they proved later on with so much data that it exists. And now I understand it's being taught to certain people in the CIA, the military intelligence, and some other organizations in the United States. And the reason they did that, to study this, is because there were rumors before that the Russians were about 50 years ahead of the United States in terms of psychic research.
Okay.
So they didn't believe this until 2 women journalists went there to Russia and brought them documents saying that they were really studying and training psychics for espionage. So they were forced to find out, is it true or not? So that's why the US tried to, and they call it the Stargate Project.
Okay, Stargate. Actually, military has advanced a lot of things which then came into real life of normal people.
Yes.
Including small cameras today, right? Which we have in our iPhones and everything. These micro cameras and other things.
Yes.
So it is really amazing that, including our spiritual ability, also advanced in military.
Yes. Although they deny it at first.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Okay. If there is one thing, imagine that we can say just one thing to our audience, to our friends in Poland. What would that be if you can tell them biggest finding of your life? That's a tricky, crazy question, but
a difficult question.
I know that's a very difficult question.
There's so many.
There's so many.
Yes, there are so many unusual things that happened to me when I have witnessed in different parts of the world. It's difficult to pinpoint, which one is the most outstanding or the most amazing. Many of them are amazing, and therefore it's very difficult to answer that question.
Mm-hmm. But for you, what was what built your, how to say, consciousness? What was most important for your?
Okay, I think that one I can answer. I think one thing that I got from all this study is my realization that there is another world of reality outside the physical world. We've always thought, because of science and the scientific method, that only the physical reality is real. Now, with this kind of a study, you cannot help but believe that there are other dimensions of reality beyond the physical. This is very obvious when you study this kind of thing. And so that's the most, I think, important realization that I had, is the acceptance of another level of reality, and to be able to get into that reality. Because I have been able to go out of my body into trance and get out of body experiences, astral projection. And I have known things that I would never know in my ordinary self. In a trance, you go into another dimension, another reality. So this is what benefited me, or this thing that your question of what's the questions, what's the most outstanding thing or most important thing that I got out of this is that realization that there is another world of reality. And this is now in conformity with some of the theories of quantum physics, the many worlds theory or parallel universe theory, which is now a serious theory in quantum physics, that there is another dimension aside from this. And it is interesting that, to me, this is not going to be accepted by physicists. To me, there is a parallelism between mysticism, paranormal phenomena, and quantum physics. And if only the quantum physicists would take a look at this phenomenon or the phenomena without their bias, then they can see that what they are finding in the laboratories now have been said by the mystics thousands of years ago. Exactly what the mystics of the East, mystics of the East. And therefore, this really convinces me about the existence of maybe a parallel universe or a new dimension. And we can get there. We can get there.
Do you think anyone can get there?
Yes, you know why? Because everybody has the faculty. Everybody has the faculty of extrasensory perception. It's not limited to one or two persons, no, to several. Everybody has the faculty. We have the pineal gland, we have all the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain. We have the same mental, but only some people are more developed than others. Like everybody can draw. I can draw a house like this now. That's drawing. But I cannot draw like Picasso or Da Vinci, you know. Everybody can sing. I can sing off key, you know. So everybody has the ability, but some are more developed than others.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for accepting this conversation.
Yes, thank you.
We will be very happy to promote this story.
Thank
we
you.
have like 10,000 people following us in Poland, so I'm so sorry you cannot come to Poland physically, but you will be there spiritually and
virtually.
On the internet.
Virtually.
Yeah, virtually, that's right. So thank you very much, bardzo dziękujemy za wywiad, za podzielenie się z nami. No i chcemy utrzymać kontakt z Jamiem, będziemy razem z nim pracowali i będziemy Was o tym informowali, co dalej. Dzięki.